Hello, I'm Janet Spruill with Aptima, and I serve as the ITSEC Scholarship Chair. I wanted to take a few minutes to tell you about our scholarship program and then introduce you to this year's scholarship winners so that they can tell you a little about themselves. Most of you are familiar with NTSA, the National Training and Simulation Association, as the organizer of this ITSEC conference. But you may not know that over the past 3 decades, NTSA and its parent organization, NDIA, the National Defense Industrial Association, have awarded nearly $1 million in scholarships to help develop and equip the students who will become tomorrow's leaders in the modeling, simulation, and training industry. Through their generosity and stewardship, the number of scholarship awards has continued to increase over the past 4 years, highlighting the importance placed on growing the MS&T workforce to help the U.S. compete in a competitive global economy and secure the future of our industry. The students you'll meet today will no doubt help transform the world as we know it. They're emerging researchers, scientists, and engineers, as well as the business leaders and professors who will prepare future generations. They will undoubtedly help advance critical technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum and robotics. They will develop advanced models and simulations for high-stakes fields such as military training, space exploration, and medicine, and they'll help with new ways to train and protect our citizens, our infrastructure, and our way of life. From my own experience getting to know this year's scholarship winners, I can tell you that the future of our industry is in very good hands. ITSEC scholarships are awarded to academically talented students pursuing undergraduate, master's, or doctoral degree programs related to modeling, simulation, and training. 3 separate scholarships are awarded annually. The first is the Rear Admiral Fred Lewis Postgraduate ITSEC Scholarship, which is awarded in honor of the former president of the National Training and Simulation Association. This year, we awarded a total of 10 Admiral Fred Lewis scholarships, and you'll be hearing from these awardees in just a bit. Our second scholarship is the Leonard P. Golubin Graduate Scholarship, created to encourage students seeking advanced degrees toward the defense industry. This year, we awarded 2 Golubin scholarships, both at the PhD level. And shortly, you'll also have the opportunity to hear from these awardees. And finally, the Barbara McDaniel Undergraduate Scholarship was established to honor one of our own, a longtime NTSA leader and face of ITSEC, as well as a career educator. While Barbara is no longer with us, we'll continue to honor her legacy and her lifelong passion in the education of our youth through these annual undergraduate scholarship awards. This year, we've awarded $10,000 to each of 3 universities: the Digital Animation and Visual Effects School, also known as the Dave School in Orlando, Florida, George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia, and Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. These 3 universities have in turn made individual undergraduate awards to a total of 6 students. And now that you've learned about the 3 different scholarships offered through ITSEC, let's hear from some of this year's students who received those scholarship awards.
Hi, my name is Grace Baldfogel, and I am one of the recipients of the ITSEC scholarship for this year. I am a 5th year PhD student at the University of Central Florida, My undergrad degree is from Penn State University, and it is in psychology and human factors and design. I have also completed my master's at the University of Central Florida in applied experimental and human factors psychology. Currently, my research interests are in training and sustained attention tasks. So when I explain sustained attention, I always say things such as air traffic controllers looking for potential collisions, TSA baggage screeners looking for threats. This is also aligned with threat detection. My dissertation topic is on the remote environment and how that's going to impact positions or jobs that entail this type of work. So for example, if we had individuals scanning baggage or scanning X-rays and things along those lines from a remote environment. So that could be in their house, at a coffee shop, and so on. So I'm really interested to see about those ambient distractions and how that's going to make a difference on performance. I heard about ITSEC through my graduate program. I am very, very excited to be at ITSEC this year. It's been a want of mine since I've started grad school. And I really do enjoy the idea of training for the future through modeling and simulation. I've worked with some government contracts, and I think that the future of this work is, the options are endless. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Hi, my name is Hannah Solini. I am a PhD candidate at Clemson University in South Carolina, and I'm studying human factor psychology. I first learned about human factors way back in high school in an AP psychology course, and that sparked my desire to further my understanding of how humans interact with different complex systems and how we can design out error in those systems. Now, as a graduate student, I study perception and action from an ecological perspective, looking at how humans adapt to changes in their environments as well as changes in their own action capabilities. I'm also interested in teleoperation, so currently I'm investigating remote perception, looking at how operators remotely navigate robots around corners of varying widths and varying angles in an effort to increase our understanding of what information is most critical when perceiving remotely, and then also how we can design training programs for operators accordingly. Ultimately, upon graduation, I aim to work in a research-heavy environment where I'm able to leverage complex multimodal data to help develop models of human-system interactions.
Hi, my name is Michael Bearis. I have a Master's of Computer Science and Computing Systems from Georgia Tech. I'm currently a PhD student at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. I'm pursuing a degree in computer science with a focus on modeling, simulation, and reinforcement learning. Over the past several years, I've worked as a software engineer integrating and developing modeling and simulation applications in the experimentation and testing and evaluation communities. In developing these applications for government customers, I've also gained significant experience in the cybersecurity domain. When my advisor came to me and told me about a research group modeling cyber attacks using Petronets, I was immediately interested. This formalism developed by a research group allows modeling systems when confronted with cyber attacks from MITRE's KPEG database, a well-known catalog of common attack patterns used by the cybersecurity experts. The formalism also allows modeling of adversaries, defenders, and network operators. For my research, we came up with the idea of applying reinforcement learning to optimize the player's strategies for the PNPSC-net formalism. By optimizing these strategies, we can find the best course of action for defenders to take and what assets are most at risk for compromise by the attackers. We can then use these results to help drive security decisions. With cyber attacks becoming more catastrophic and common recently, defending against them is becoming increasingly important. By modeling cyber attacks and applying reinforcement learning techniques, we hope to maintain the edge against future adversaries in the cyber domain. Thank you, ITSEC, for choosing me for the scholarship and allowing me to come to the conference this year.
Hello, ITSEC 2021. My name is Nick Armanderas. I am currently a PhD student in modeling and simulation at the University of Central Florida's School of Modeling, Simulation, and Training. So how did I get here? I started out by being an agriculture teacher in Eastern North Carolina. I then left the teaching profession to serve the United States Marine Corps as an electronic countermeasures officer, which is a fancy name for a naval flight officer in an E-6B platform, whose primary mission was electronic warfare. After picking up a master's in education, I went on to serve as a training and education officer at Training and Education Command. It was there that I began to widen the aperture of my interests by learning about the research and development opportunities across the DoD, and in particular, how to integrate those emerging trends into training education of our service members. I decided to go to UCF in order to pursue the PhD and chose UCF for the transdisciplinary approach. In their approach, I was able to delve into the technical aspects, which I was interested in, but also leverage my experience in training and education while also looking at the emergent trends in cognitive sciences. So the research that I've been looking at is on the 4E cognition framework and trying to find ways to implement that and integrate it into the way that we train and educate service members. Of course, being prior aviation, a lot of my interest was rooted in simulator-based training, but 4E cognition could be applied elsewhere. Took a look at the verification, validation, and accreditation process of the systems acquisitions process, which could apply to anyone here and across the MS&T community. Simply taking 4E cognition and looking at the way that the human processes and takes in the information could really be a focus to help precisely implement change and enhancements, whether it's a training aid, a technique, or a tool in their learning process. I've been fortunate along the way to be able to pick up a spot now in the United States Navy because of this education as an aerospace experimental psychologist, and plan to use this education going forward in the rest of my career in order to work human systems integration in the research and development phase to enhance naval aviation in the future. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Elaine Choi and I'm currently a second-year PhD student studying human factors at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And before I begin, I just wanted to mention that I'm extremely grateful to be one of the recipients of the RAD-M Fred Lewis ITSEC Postgraduate Scholarship. So today I wanted to talk about why I chose human factors, and it's really to build better connections between the human and technology. We all have these amazing ideas on the next big project, the next big invention, but in realizing that idea, it's so important to focus on a user-centered design, because ultimately a positive user experience truly demonstrates the utility of what you made, right? So fortunately, I got to apply some of these human factors methods to a project with the Department of Navy. And in this collaboration, there are subject matter experts from the Navy and from academia. And then there's me. So you take the good with the bad, right? And on this collaboration, we're developing education that can be accessible to Navy sailors at home and at sea. So with this, we're also trying to improve accessibility due to potential constraints because of what's permissible as technology on the federal level and potential lack of connectivity to those that are deployed. And now we're at the fun part where we get to analyze data, including like performance metrics and feedback from those Navy learners so that we can further improve training content, the interface, and accessibility. And with this project, I really hope to improve best practices so that education for the masses can be much more cost-effective and accessible. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Joshua Stewart. I'm originally from New Mexico, where I did my bachelor's and master's in electrical engineering at the University of New Mexico. I'm currently a PhD student in electrical engineering at Virginia Tech, studying power electronics with the Center for Power Electronic Systems, or CPES. When I'm asked why I chose electrical engineering, I usually recall times when I was a kid where my brother and I would pull a plug halfway out the wall and drop a penny in it just to see sparks fly. My mom obviously wasn't thrilled at the time, but I've always been interested in electricity, how it works, and how to control it. That passion has led me to the field of electrical engineering. My interests include power converter design, especially utilizing wide bandgap power semiconductors that are now available. My research is centered around high voltage design, so now my goal is to actually prevent those sparks from flying. Modeling and simulation is essential to developing high voltage power converters with high power density and high reliability. Understanding how components of a system perform independently can be a tricky task in itself, but may not tell the full story. A more complete system integration may be necessary to truly understand the implications of many engineering decisions. I plan to continue my career in R&D, where modeling and simulation will play a key role in the realization of more advanced systems.
My name is Alexbrenner. I'm a PhD student at Iowa State University in Ames, Iowa. My major is mechanical engineering with a co-major in human-computer interaction. I needed both my mechanical engineering undergraduate and industrial and manufacturing systems engineering master's degree to perform modeling, simulation, and training tasks practically every day while I worked full-time for a small aerospace composites manufacturing company. However, I felt like I needed a mechanical engineering PhD to advance within the industry at the pace that I wanted. My future plans are to pursue a position in academia because of my teaching assistant experience, as well as my mentoring roles as a graduate research assistant at the Virtual Reality Application Center. I would like to develop a course that uses augmented reality and virtual reality to improve the utilization of additive manufacturing. My PhD research simulates thermal processes for low-cost additive manufacturing systems. However, my research could be applied to other manufacturing processes as well as other additive manufacturing systems.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Bisbee, and I'm a PhD candidate in Industrial and Organizational Psychology at Rice University. My research focuses on improving teamwork, resilience, and training in high-risk organizations. In the past, I've designed simulation training programs to reduce errors and improve collaboration in industries where the consequences of making mistakes can be severe. This includes healthcare, oil and gas, law enforcement, and the US military. My passion as a research scientist is in creating knowledge that can save lives. With the support of the ITSEC scholarship that I received, I'll launch my dissertation project to investigate why people choose to speak up or stay silent about safety concerns at work, and how the response that we get when we do speak up can shape our motivation moving forward and our perceptions of risk. By doing so, I'll have the material I need to build an evidence-based intervention for improving safety in the workplace.
Hello, my name is Kendall Carmody, and I am a master's student at Florida Institute of Technology, where I study aviation human factors. Aviation human factors is an area of study that is committed to identifying the best, the safest, and the most efficient ways for truly integrating the human with the technology that they use every day, which is extremely important in the aviation industry. My interests lie heavily in virtual training domains, specifically within different virtual environments, whether this be aviation related or really any industry that requires advanced, complex, or expensive training. I've always believed that virtual environments such as simulation training offer a very, very innovative training and learning experience in comparison to different traditional manners. This is why for my master's thesis, I am looking at how the effects of immersion impact different learning constructs. These learning constructs are engagement, perceived learning, memory retention, and knowledge acquisition. And I'm looking at these in a virtual maintenance training task. I really want to advance learning and education and training for employees and students alike. And I believe one of the best and specifically one of the most exciting ways to do so is through virtual environments, whether it be virtual reality or desktop simulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyree, and I'm so excited to be here today. The ITSEC Postgraduate Scholarship is currently helping me complete a master's program at Carnegie Mellon University. My program is called METALS, which stands for Masters of Educational Technology and Applied Learning Sciences. In my undergraduate years, I studied cognitive science and computer science, and I was always looking for a way to merge the two. After graduating, I worked at SOAR Technology for 3 years, where I had a lot of amazing opportunities to do just that. I also learned a lot of new skills and techniques. It was at SOARTech that I was first exposed to the field of learning sciences, and I instantly knew that's where I wanted to focus my future career development. I chose the METALS program because of its interdisciplinary nature, which allows me to study the connections between cognitive science, developmental psychology, learning sciences, UX/UI design, and artificial intelligence. While I'm keeping my options open, after graduation, I'm interested in the fields of learning engineering and educational evaluation research. In general, I hope to be doing work that bridges the gap between research and practice in educational development. During my time at ITSEC, I hope to learn more about the opportunities that exist in these fields, as well as broaden my horizons to learn what else the world of training and simulation has to offer. So, if you see me around ITSEC, don't hesitate to say hello and introduce yourself. I want to say a big thank you to the conference organizers for this amazing opportunity, and I hope everyone has a great week.
Hi, I'm Megan Weedbush, and I'm a PhD student and graduate research assistant for Dr. Roger Azevedo at the University of Central Florida in the School of Modeling, Simulation, and Training, as well as a research associate at SORTAC. My current and future interdisciplinary research targets the role that trust, shared metacognitive knowledge, and the perceived utility of technology has on how we choose to, or sometimes not to, interact with intelligent advanced technologies during routine tasks and novel learning. To help understand the inherently dynamic nature of these phenomena, my work has utilized the use of multimodal data collection and analysis, using various psychophysiological methods such as eye tracking, facial expression recognition, log files, heart rate, and EDA data, just to name a couple. So far, I have been collaborating with an interdisciplinary team of scholars across multiple universities, as well as industry partners to help propose the design of an intelligent teacher dashboard that provides actionable and instructional decision-making support informed by real-time, multimodal, and multi-channel student self-regulated learning data. I also hope to further expand my research endeavors into new fields, such as studying healthcare or how smart home development can help aid everyone. As I continue my education and career within this exciting field of modeling and simulation, I look forward to meeting everyone here at ITSEC.
Hi, my name is Darren Dever. I'm a graduate research assistant at the University of Central Florida, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD in modeling and simulation in the School of Modeling, Simulation, and Training under Dr. Roger Azevedo. My current research focuses on supporting and augmenting human interactions with advanced technologies by pursuing fundamental research in human cognition, metacognition, and emotions. Specifically, I have explored how individuals interact with information, express emotions while engaging with advanced technologies, and demonstrate their ability to use cognitive and metacognitive processes and strategies. Through my current opportunities within the MS&T community, including my position as a research associate at SORTAC, my future goals include furthering my research in understanding the dynamic interactions between humans and machines, as well as how these interactions can be captured, assessed, scaffolded, and enhanced using multimodal, multi-channel data. My aim is to engage in and lead transdisciplinary research for externalizing human cognition across industry sectors, including education, healthcare, military, etc., to optimize human performance and training.
Didn't I tell you they were impressive? In total, the scholarship awards to these students totaled $150,000 for 2021. And based on the strong support from NTSA and NDIA, I expect we'll continue to see strong support and funding for scholarship awards in the years ahead. So I hope you'll be encouraged to pass the word to other students about this valuable program. The 2022 call for scholarship applications will be released early in January. Please consider applying yourself or pass it on to students interested in this field of study. All 16 awardees were invited to join us here in person at the conference this week. I hope you'll look for their scholarship awardee badge ribbons so you can personally congratulate and welcome them. You can also find them at the designated scholarship banquet tables during the awards banquet this Thursday evening. And finally, I'd also like to thank our Scholarship Review Committee, who had the very difficult task of selecting the awardees from an excellent slate of candidates. And my special thanks to our Scholarship Committee Deputy for 2021, Mr. Bob Kleineppel from SAIC. If you have any questions about the scholarship application process, please reach out to me or to NTSA through the ITSEC website. Thank you very much and enjoy ITSEC.